Alright, welcome back to Flash Tutorials with Alan Becker. It's been a while, but finally getting back into it. Um, this time I'm going to explain how to make multi-layered explosions. So last time I covered explosions, we only covered the simple explosions that only have one color at a time. So so now we can understand how to make an explosion that looks more like this. Okay, so the way I made this one was not necessarily a streamlined, straightforward method. It was kind of just, I just did it and copied a video frame by frame. But I tried to make it into more of a easy method, and I came up with something that still isn't really easy, but it's more easy. Okay, so first you make the background um, explosion, which is what we did for this one. Just make that, and then what you do is you just add a layer of miniature explosion on top. Um, so I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna take my pencil tool, and first you start out with a basic star shape, and then this star shape is going to explode, so you're not going to want to make it get bigger slowly. You want to make it get big really fast. So first I turn on my onion skin after I create a new frame when I press F7, and the next frame is going to be huge. I guess that's not that huge, but significantly bigger. So actually, yeah, I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to take my selection tool, press Q, and then make it bigger. Okay, so now I take my pencil tool, create a new frame, move it out a little bit so that we get the sense that it got really fast, and now it is slowly getting bigger. Now, I guess you don't have to copy these points exactly. They can actually differentiate like that. Actually, the next frame is going to be more of a cloud shape. As this thing is coming out, it's going to the clouds of explosion are going to catch up to these spikes, so it's going to be more like this, but with spikes on top, because the spikes are still there, but the clouds are also there. So it's going to be a pain to fill in, but yeah. Okay, so the cloud keeps getting bigger. You can follow the old curves of the cloud, but also make new ones when you want to. I'm just gonna rush through this because it's really boring. So the ones on bottom kind of flatten out while the ones on top start moving up. So these are getting flat, these are moving up, moving up, moving up. I'm gonna make it completely flat now. Moving up, and now it's like starting to come off of the ground plane, and even more. Yeah, it's good. And make these things rise up. Just make it faster. I think in the other example I had something happen where it's like it starts to thin out to the point where you can see through it, so I'm going to do that. For some reason it's curving towards the left. So let's make these bigger. Maybe it breaks through. Still rising. Maybe this gets smaller here and breaks off completely. It's rising up. I think there was a piece that I forgot to kind of make it disappear gradually. See this piece here? I need to make it kind of disappear. Okay, now let's just get rid of everything. Make everything just get eaten up. So, yeah, you can spend more time on yours. But mine is ending up like this. Okay. No. Okay. So, how does that look? Okay. So, now we should fill it in with some kind of color. I'm going to fill it in with a yellow. No, make it some kind of bright color so that you can distinguish it from the actual explosion. Turn off your onion skin and then just scroll through the frames with the period key and then fill it in. It's amazing how fast this can go. So we're done. Okay. Now we make the next layer. So make a new layer, press your pencil key, and then change the color of your pencil to blue or something so you know it's different from this one. Maybe we can lock this layer too. So let's go back to our example here. So the next level is basically just going to be a miniature version of the outside layer. So you see here these spikes are happening here, the spikes are happening there, then it gets puffier on the inside as well on the outside, just kind of mimic what's happening on the outside. Okay, let's try it out. I have no idea if this is gonna look good, so alright. So we have spikes, so let's make some spikes. And I think it's okay if the spikes go out of the plane like that. And then, okay, so make sure that the first one you want something, so let's just make a miniature thing here. Press F7 on your onion skin, make it bigger, and maybe break it up a little bit like that. You want to make it not uniform as much as you can. Maybe in here there's a hole. Yeah, that's good. Okay, keep going. So now we have the cloud, so let's make our cloud, but give it like spikes, and then inside the cloud, like that. Yeah. Now it becomes just clouds, but maybe some spikes still remain. Yeah. Okay, so we are starting to move upwards, so maybe does that or something. Yeah, try to vary it up as much as you can, and try not to become enslaved to your previous lines. Try to make up new stuff as you go. Maybe we can make one cloud like start appearing down here. It becomes bigger and bigger. Maybe one of the clouds goes off the edge out here. And out here. This one's lost. This one's lost. They're pretty much dead. Okay. Okay, almost dead. Almost dead. Okay. Okay. And just let it split up into whatever. And then gradually let it die. Okay. Now what do we do? We create a final empty frame, go to the beginning, fill it in with a new color. Like some kind of purple. And then fill it in, turn off onion skin. Fill it in. Okay. How's that look? Ho ho! Oh yes, this is what we want. Oh yes, it really helped see where this part becomes that thing right here. Try to do that as much as you can He'll make it look like there's an extra like plume of cloud just rising up from there. Same with this one down here. Try to do that as much as you can, making extra things come up. Looks like it kind of disappeared before it could reach its glory, but try to do it. Okay, so all we have to do now is color it. So in here, what I did to color it was I took this shape and I made it into it like I did a what's it called, shape tween, so I could tween through the colors that I wanted. So I think we can do the same thing and just mask the different layers. So that's why I have them in such weird colors, so that I can mask them with the right colors later. Otherwise, if they're just lines without fills, then they won't catch the colors. Okay, so I'll lock these, and now we'll create a new thingy, and we'll make ovals. I think ovals are the best. So we want to make an oval that will keep the right color, and also keep it covered. Basically covered up. So we want to give it a radial gradient. Start out with something like something that is white on the inside and orangey yellow on the outside, like that. That's good. Then it moves to become orange on the outside and yellow on the inside, so I create F6 new keyframe, make this yellow and make this orange, like so. That's good. And then it moves on. Looks like we are it is leaving our area, so we want to make sure that this moves with it. So okay, F6, and I can go to switch to whatever it means to make sure that I'm not leaving the center area, whatever. Okay, so this becomes orange, this becomes dark red, like so. And then in the final stages, I think the center becomes dark red and the outside becomes gray, maybe like dark gray. And then this can be a little bit grayer as well, more red. Okay, so it looks like it exits the area just a tiny bit out there, so let's move it up. Yeah, and I think we might want to shrink the circle as well, so that we get more of a dynamic gradient in the size that it is. And then there it is pretty small, so shrink it like that. And here it's pretty big, but we still want to shrink it, move it there. And here, let's just shrink it. Okay, good enough. Alright, what do we do next? We give it a final color of gray, maybe light gray, or dark gray and light gray on the outside. So now we give it a shape tween. And what does that do? It changes the colors gradually. Okay, good. So we want to put this as a mask. So I think what we do is we take it and put it underneath the layer we want to mask. So let's put it underneath this layer, this overlay layer, and now what we do, we right click and then mask. And we did it. the overlay layer has the colors of our thing. But since there's nothing to mask it here, it appears like that. So I think we can just delete these frames here. First I'll make a keyframe there, and then remove frames. So there's nothing to worry about. Okay. Next, we will make one of these things for the bottom layer. And we want it to be a different color from the outside. Let's make another layer. And make another circle. And make it bigger to be safe. And then give it a color that's different from this, but similar, but maybe darker. We don't want it to be white. We should make it creamish with a dark outer glow. I think it should be significantly darker in the middle, and maybe significantly darker on the outside as well, like that. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Next, we want it to be significantly darker on this frame, so let's make this dark red or dark orange, and then dark something. Yeah, that seems like a good complement. Now here we want to move it up to cover up whatever. Make this dark and make this dark. Yeah. Maybe more gray. Yeah. And then here we're going to make this gray, make this dark gray, and for the final, make this light gray and make this light gray or darker light gray. Okay, so right click, create shape tween, and look at that. See if it looks good. It looks good. Put it underneath. Right click this layer, mask. Okay, here's the moment of truth. Okay. I don't really like the colors, so the nice thing about it is we can always go back and change them. So I'm going to make this more bright. Make this more bright. I guess I'm a fan of bright colors. And this one, yeah, just make it darker. And this one, well, was fine, I think. No, it wasn't. Okay. Let's try that one. Yeah, so you can go step through it frame by frame and see if the colors are working. Looks like the colors are a little bit too similar here. I think they might be too bright on this one, so unlock this layer and then just switch it up to whatever you want. I think I'm going to make it more just darker in general. That's worse. So brighter maybe. Whoa. Okay. So play around with it. Okay, so I think that's a good overview of making layered explosions. So have fun with that, and I will try to make tutorials much more often than I have been. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.